Hello and welcome to Review to a Kill. My name's Sean Connery, you know.
And I'm...
This is my wee pal Blofeld with a cat, you know.
Hello.
Yeah, that's him there. Look, we're going to talk about the Bond film Spectre, you know.
Alright. Are we going to carry on like this?
I think that's more than enough of that.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to episode 24 of Review to a Kill. My name's James and I'm a big James Bond fan.
And my name's Tom. I've been watching all the James Bond films for the first time.
That's right, and in every episode we look at a different James Bond film from the franchise and we score it here on the BondBoard from the point of view of me seeing it for the millionth time and Tom watching it for the very first time. Now, as we say at the beginning of every episode, there will be...
Spoilers! Spoilers!
So if you...
It's too hot for that one.
So if you haven't seen the movie, this is all totally normal, by the way. If you haven't seen us before, this is all completely normal.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the movie that we're going to talk about tonight, you need to stop watching now and go and watch that movie because we will spoil it for you. We're going to give away plot points and all that sort of thing. Well, anyway, it's the 24th episode of our wonderful, potentially award-winning podcast, channel, YouTube. Which means that we are talking about the 24th movie in the James Bond canon, which is, of course, Spectre. Cast the writings on the wall. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't think it would be the same without that. Which is your arm all right there?
Yeah, I'm just going to... You have a little rest over
Oh, wait,
there,
that
mate.
was a fake arm.
It's not, it's real.
No, really? It's so convincing. I didn't know it. So it's Spectre tonight, which, shall we... is it even worth me doing this? I mean, do we want to...
May as well, innit? I mean, just complete the set. We got two more.
It's Le Spectre, isn't it?
Nearly.
Yeah, okay. Okay, it is.
In French, Spectre is...
007 Spectre.
Yeah, what are the numbers in French?
0, 7. See, I'm basically
Spectre.
Or
is it
zero...
Spectre?
Spectre.
Yeah.
Spectre.
Okay.
Anyway, there we are. So that's what it is in French.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the rest of the show will not be done in French. However, we must proceed, due to overwhelming public demand, to Tom's magnificent plot summary.
Okie dokie.
Can he do Spectre as well as he did Skyfall?
2.5 hours condensed into hopefully 2.5
about 3 minutes. Yeah, here we go. And it's not an easy plot, this either. So
Crikey.
good luck.
Look,
we're going in.
I've managed to get it in 2 pages.
Okay, grab yourselves a drink. We're going in. Here we go.
Okay. Mexico City, Dia de Muertos. James Bond is at the Day of the Dead festival dressed as a skeleton. It looks like he's about to do it with this woman, but he takes off his skeleton suit and goes and shoots some baddies, blowing up their place in the process. One of the baddies survives, so they have a chase through the carnival and into a helicopter. Massive fight, making the copter go mental. Bond kills the baddie, and he takes this ring with an octopus on it, flies away. Cue Sam Smith, roll opening credits. London! New M is as eggy as the old one, as there's this new joint intelligence service run by Max Denby, C, who's looking to shut down the 00 section, and Bond's antics haven't helped. So M suspends him. Bond shows Moneypenny this video of old M telling him to kill the baddie he's just killed, Sciarra, and to go to his funeral. So Bond asks Moneypenny to look into a name he's heard, the Pale King. Tanner takes Bond to see Q, who puts a tracker in his arm and gives him a watch, and reluctantly agrees to let the tracker signal go a bit knackered for a couple of days. Bond repays this kindness by stealing a prototype DB-10 from Q Branch and drives off to Rome! At Sciarro's funeral, Bond meets his widow, who's Monica Bellucci, who's been targeted for assassination. Bond saves her from some assassins, and she tells him that the baddies' organisation is having a meeting tonight to choose Sicarios' replacement. They do it, and then Bond gets into this meeting using the ring he found as a kind of membership card. In the meeting, in this shady place with a gigantic table and all the baddies, right? It's decided that they're going to kill the Pale King, or it may have already been decided that, but someone's got to do it, right?
The Pale King, yeah.
Yeah. So this bloke volunteers to do it, but then Dave Bautista comes in and sticks his metal thumbnails into this bloke's eyes, which is his way of saying he's having this job. The head of the baddies then calls out Bond, so he has to hotfoot it into the DB-10 he's nicked and gets chased by Bautista, who's in a red car. During the chase, Bond calls Moneypenny and she tells him the Pale King is Mr. White. And Bond goes, oh yeah, and asks her to look into Franz Oberhauser. In order to escape the chase, Bond uses the ejector seat and lets the car crash into a canal. Tokyo! M gives Q a call. Sorry. Tokyo!
Sorry, I forgot they went to Tokyo. Sorry.
Well, it's very brief.
Very brief.
Right. Tokyo. M gives Q a call as he's suspicious about Bond's whereabouts. Q lies to M because he sees that Bond has gone to Austria.
Page 2.
He finds Mr. White, who's been fatally poisoned by the baddies. Bond vows to protect White's daughter in exchange for information. White tells him to find the American and then shoots himself. Bond finds White's daughter, Dr. Madeline Swan, and tries to convince her to let him help her. She's having none of it and gets taken by Bautista and his goons. Bond chases them in a plane, manages to kill all the baddies except Bautista, and rescues Madeline. Tangier! Bond and Madeline go to Le American, which is a hotel. At night, while getting pissed up, Bond finds a secret room with all of Mr. White's old gear and finds the coordinates to Oberhauser's whereabouts. Back in London, C tells M that the 00 program is being shut down with immediate effect. Bond and Madeline get on a swanky train. All's going well until bloody Dave Bautista shows up, so they go at it on the train with Bond eventually getting the better of him with some help from Madeline. So with Bautista out of the picture, Bond and Madeline do it. They get to the baddie's place where it becomes apparent that Oberhauser knows who they are, and he tells them he's been behind all of the shit that's been going on in the last 3 movies, and that C is in cahoots with Spectre, and puts Bond in this bastard chair with little drills that go in your brain. And Oberhauser reveals that his dad took Bond in when they were kids, which made him so jealous that he killed his dad and dedicated his life to being a baddie, and that after he killed his dad, renamed himself to Stavros Blofeld. Bond gets a bit of a brain drilling, but manages to give his watch to Madeline. She chucks it, and it blows up in Blofeld's face, and they escape. Back in London, Bond, M, Q, Tanner, and Moneypenny team up to take C down, but Bond gets captured and then easily escapes. He finds Blofeld, who's captured Madeline, and sets a 3-minute bomb timer to kill her. M confronts C, they have a bit of a tussle, and C falls to his death. Bond saves Madeline, gets in a boat, and shoots down the helicopter Blofeld's escaping in. Blofeld survives the crash, Bond decides not to kill him, and M brings him in. Bond checks in with Q, gives him the DB5, and he drives off with Madeline.
Would you like some information about this, the 24th James Bond?
Of course I bloody well would.
Of course you would. The 24th movie, released in 2015. Daniel Craig's 4th film as James Bond. Christoph Waltz as Ernst Stavro Blofeld, born Franz Oberhauser, as you said in your excellent plot summary. Waltz was born in Vienna. Amazing actor. Do you want to know his accolades as an actor? 2 Oscars, 2 Golden Globes, 2 BAFTAs, 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, 2 Critics' Choice Movie Awards, and a nomination for an Emmy. Not bad, is it? Most famous for his 2 Tarantino movies, Inglourious Bastards and Django Unchained. He is extraordinary in those. And he is so good in those.
Very good, isn't he?
Freakishly
better
good.
than he is in this movie.
Better than he is in this. Yeah, no arguably about it. Which we will come to. Léa Seydoux as Madeline Swan, yes. Born in Paris. Only 29 at the time, so we're back to slightly large age gaps between Bond and his leading lady.
Craig's in his late 40s
47,
now,
I think, maybe, something like that when this is filmed. So we are back to slightly uncomfortable age gaps, but anyway. She also had a small role in the aforementioned Inglourious Bastards. Yes. She was then in Midnight in Paris with Woody Allen. She was in one of the Mission Impossible films. Wes Anderson's Grand Budapest Hotel. all before she made Spectre. And she's gone on to a very successful career since. The aforementioned Dave Bautista as Mr. Hinks. Well,
So he's from Guardians of the Galaxy in that, isn't he?
he is. Mr. Hinks, he's from Guardians of the Galaxy, the Avengers movies, and so on. Diversified a bit recently. He was in Glass Onion, the Knives Out mystery, and he was in M. Night Shyamalan's horror film, Knock at the Cabin. Okay. So he isn't just doing action movies anymore, although it's primarily what he's known for. Former professional wrestler, of course.
Yeah, he's also in a Sky original, which is always...
Yeah, a mark of quality.
Which is called Final Score.
Yeah, with Pierce Brosnan, I believe.
Is it Pierce? Yeah.
I think Pierce is in
and
that,
with
isn't
a terrorist plan to bomb a football stadium.
Yeah, that looked like a couple of weeks' work that he phoned in, didn't it, really? Anyway, former professional wrestler. He's 6'6" and more than 20 stone. Yeah. He was officially still a wrestler when he made this. Obviously, now he's a full-time actor. And he plays in this movie a huge and completely silent assassin. Remind you of anyone from a couple of previous Bond films? There he is.
Not completely silent. He's got one line, hasn't he?
True.
One word.
One word, yeah. Andrew Scott as Max Denby, also known as C. He actually won the BAFTA award for Moriarty in Sherlock. Okay. And he is incredible in that. He is so good in that. Irish actor, born in Dublin, went on to be the priest in the second series of Fleabag. He's done a lot on stage. He's won 2 Olivier Awards for his work on the stage. So he, again, terrific actor. Monica Bellucci, as you mentioned. She plays Lucia Sciarra.
Yeah.
Finally, because she'd been spoken of as a possible Bond girl for years before it actually happened.
She did audition, didn't she?
She auditioned a couple of times. They couldn't sort of make it happen. So they finally got her in this movie. She was 50 at the time of recording this, which made her the oldest Bond girl in the history of the franchise. Yeah. Obviously, long career in European and American cinema. Still acting. She was most recently in the second Beetlejuice film. So, she's popped up in a few things over the years. And the usual gang back at base. Rafe Fiennes as M, Ben Whishaw as Q, Naomi Harris as Moneypenny, and Rory Kinnear as Bill Tanner. A brief return for Judi Dench's M, with a little video message or a little... what would it have been in 2015? DVD message, probably.
I don't know, because there is a little bar going across like it's a file.
Yeah, maybe. Also a return for the excellent Jesper Christensen as Mr. White. Third time we've seen him in a Bond film, his final appearance, and he is just terrific. He's just an absolutely magnetic personality on the screen. This movie was produced, as they all were during this period, by Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. The script on this occasion was actually started by John Logan, and then Neil Purvis and Robert Wade amended it rather than the other way around, which is how they had worked for Skyfall. They also added Jez Butterworth, playwright, who had transitioned into movies. He went on to write Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, amongst other things. The director for this, Sam Mendes, returned. There was a lot of to-ing and froing as to whether he might return. It was announced at one point that he definitely wouldn't, but eventually he did. And that kind of completes the pair. Almost a sequel to Skyfall, this, in some ways, because, again, you've got the same director. Mendes was the first director to do back-to-back Bond films since the legendary John Glenn in 1989. Right, the story, the source novel. There isn't really a source novel for this. We've left the books behind a long time ago. We've done all the books and short stories by now. However, despite being an original story, Spectre does draw on some Fleming source material. The character of Franz Oberhauser, played by Christoph Waltz, his father, Hannes Oberhauser, was mentioned in Octopussy, the short story of Octopussy. Okay? And he's named in the film as having been a temporary legal guardian of the young James Bond, which is where the plot for this all comes around. And that's loosely based on the story in Octopussy, where Hannes Oberhauser had helped Bond as a young man after his parents were killed in a climbing accident, and the guy he's going after in Octopussy had actually killed Oberhauser. From there, Mendes then had this idea of, well, if there was another child who had been sort of pushed out, that's where the cuckoo in the nest thing comes from, by Bond, which became Franz Oberhauser. There is one other tiny little bit of trivia, and this is quite geeky and nerdy. Charmian Bond is shown on Bond's adoption papers in Spectre to have been his full-time guardian. That's the backstory that Fleming gave Bond after his parents were killed. He was brought up by his aunt Charmian in Kent. So that's what that is. That's a little nod to that. There's one other little thing from the from original Fleming in this. The safe house they go to in London toward the end when M says that's the idea of a safe house.
Yes.
The safe house is called
Hildebrand.
Hildebrand. And of course there was a short story in the For Your Eyes Only collection called The Hildebrand Rarity. So that's a little nod to Fleming as well. So there you go. Production. Production was temporarily halted, first by an injury to Craig, who, surprise, surprise, got injured while filming a fight scene with Dave Bautista.
Oh.
Strange that, isn't it? Going toe-to-toe with a 20-stone wrestler.
Yeah.
He actually suffered a meniscus tear in his knee. I've done that. It's painful. It's not nice. And later they had quite a serious accident involving a filming vehicle that saw 3 crew members injured. So there were some problems in this production. It wasn't quite as seamless as some we've seen in recent years. However, reception for this movie was generally very positive, although it did suffer a tiny bit by comparison with Skyfall. I've always felt if this movie had come sort of in the middle of the Roger Moore era or something like that, I think it would have been reviewed very well. But because it came immediately after Skyfall, it suffered by comparison and probably didn't get reviewed or publicly liked quite as much as Skyfall did. 63% today on Rotten Tomatoes. Not bad. Pretty good score. We've seen worse. And the box office, I've seen various estimates for the budget. It was certainly at least $250 million compared to Skyfall's $200 million. It didn't hit the billion mark that Skyfall did, but it did take $880 million, which is an extraordinary amount of money, and 3, maybe 4 times what the budget was for this movie. So, definitely a big success.
Yeah.
So, there we are. Now you know all about Spectre. So, look, we'll take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to move to the BondBoard, and we will score this movie and see where it comes. Yeah, that. Welcome back. Tom, will you please activate the BondBoard?
Yes, I will gladly activate the BondBoard. Thanks to the lovely folk at the Mexican cartel, because I don't have to phone for anyone anymore. Or like the UK Board of Boards was getting on my nerves with all the applications.
Who needs it?
Mexicans have been an absolute dream to work with.
Great.
Couldn't speak more highly of them.
Great, thank you. Muchas gracias.
So, thanks lads, and away we go.
El BondBoard activar.
Right.
Lovely. Activado el BondBoardo. That's lovely.
It were, apart from they stiffed me with the lights, haven't they?
Yeah, it does.
We've got
rather
these
look
new
like-
eyeball ones for the Day of the Dead, but
Well, I'm
they've
sure.
broken my lights. So
I'm sure.
I'm sure I'll put a strongly worded letter of
That's
complaint
it.
over to the cartel. I'm
That'll
sure
do it.
that'll be well received.
that'll be fine. They respond very well to that
Yeah.
sort of thing, I've heard. So, the first element to our Bond film is the opening sequence, the pre-title sequence. Extraordinary first shot.
Yes, indeed.
The long tracking shot.
Well-
That's just Sam Mendes going, look what I can do.
It is, but it's
great.
bloody good.
It is brilliant.
It's, very impressive, but there has to be,
It's fake.
yeah.
When I first saw it, I just thought that is absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. How the hell have they done that,
Yeah.
right? And the short answer is they haven't really, right? What they've done is stitch 6 separate shots
It's six,
together.
is
Yeah,
it?
it's
Oh,
6
right.
separate shots. And do you know how we know that it can't be one solid tracking shot? Because the interior of the hotel room is Pinewood. The rest of it's Mexico.
Oh, I was thinking,
Right.
well,
So-
but also you see bits where they would have had to cut holes in the wall to get the camera
exactly
through and
so
stuff.
they have to
yeah.
unlike the lift and all that. But I
Yeah.
mean, look, it's I'm not criticising anyway.
No,
I think it's a great way to open the movie.
fantastically done,
And
yeah.
by the way, Daniel Craig walking on that ledge all the way
Yeah.
along, that is real. He
Yeah.
did do that. He is attached to a wire, and the bit where he steps over the gap between the two buildings, that was green screen. There wasn't a gap. It was one solid building. But other than that, he is genuinely walking up on the top there, and I mean, it's a great shot, and I just think it's a brilliant way
good.
to start it.
On reviewing it, rewatching it though, is it a kind of indicator that pretty much everything in this movie is going to go on for just a bit too long?
Yeah, I mean, there was some criticism of the pacing when it came
Yeah.
out. Yeah, there were a few critics sort of saying you could shave 10 or 15
Yeah.
minutes off it, but you haven't got to No Time to Die yet. So, they shot that opening sequence in February 2015. There were 1,500 background artists, extras, who were hired for the pre-title sequence, though they actually replicated them in the film.
Yeah.
So it gives the impression there's 10,000 people or more, but it was actually about 1,500. Nonetheless, a tremendous logistical achievement.
Of course,
and all
yeah.
these incredible costumes as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah.
The other thing is that some of the aerial combat stuff
Yeah.
couldn't be done in Mexico City because it was just too dangerous to do it over the top of the people below. So some of the shots are genuine and you see the helicopter flying around with the people below. Some they actually filmed out in a much more remote part of Mexico and then superimposed over the background image of the people in Mexico City. Nonetheless, I think it looks very convincing and
Very good. Yeah.
so yeah, I really like it as a pre-title sequence. I've got to say, I
Yeah.
think it's got a little bit of everything. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say it just goes on a bit. I know that initially, I mean, and you can't deny the spectacle of that. Opening 5 minutes where it just keeps going, and the little switch with the costume and everything, and the stunts, the helicopter is sort of more dangerous than we've seen helicopter stuff, but everyone that massive crowd and the low flying. But it just goes on just that little bit where you just think they're just showing off now. I don't know. And the helicopter goes upside down. And it gets a bit ridiculous.
Yeah. The sort of weightlessness and all that as well.
Yeah.
Although I do like a good, I'm just unceremoniously kicking him out of the helicopter.
Yeah.
They've done all this clever hand-to-hand fighting, and what actually gets Skiara killed is just a big boot to the chest as he flies out the helicopter.
Yes.
So anyway, there we are. What are you saying for the opening sequence?
Gone 8 out of 10.
I've gone 9 out of 10.
Okay,
'cause
I was thinking about it 'cause
slavishly uncritical.
It has some of
sequence.
technically the best stuff they've done. I just thought there was something
just a
little
little self-indulgent,
perhaps.
Although it's actually, I think it's a shorter pre-credit sequence than Skyfall was.
Yeah.
Mind you, Skyfall's was exceptionally good. So anyway, there we go. Right, theme song.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I need to have some strong words on this.
Yeah, okay.
So the theme song was Writing on the Wall by Sam Smith.
Yes.
Okay. Got a sort of mixed critical reception. However, was the first Bond theme to reach number 1 in the UK. All right. So that's something nobody else has ever done. Shirley Bassey, no one has done this. It was also the second after Skyfall to win the Academy Award for Best Original Song. Yeah. So amazingly successful. I quite like the music. I don't like his voice. I find it a bit slightly grating, his voice. Yeah. However, here's where I need to have some strong words. You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
You're going to talk about Radiohead.
I might just be about to talk about Radiohead. Now, I should say at this point, Tom and I are both big Radiohead fans. Yeah. All right? So I'm not even going to pretend I'm neutral on this, right? So Radiohead were commissioned to write a title song. Yeah. But what they did was submit Man of War. Yeah. Now, Man of War was an unreleased song which went back to the OK Computer sessions in the 1997, I think. Yes. And the producers rejected it because as it wasn't an original song, it couldn't qualify for the Oscar. And of course, they just won the Oscar for Skyfall, so they wanted an original song. So Radiohead went back to the drawing board and wrote an original song called Spectre. Yeah. It is, and I will be blunt, brilliant. Whoa. And they made it available for a free download. And the producers went, nah, we don't fancy that. We'll have Sam Smith instead. Now, I'm sorry. if you've decided you want to make an atmospheric, non-John Barry sounding theme tune, which is what Writings on the Wall is, you don't get Sam Smith over Radiohead. I'm sorry, you just don't. If you want gloomy and dark and atmospheric, it's Radiohead, right?
I'm with you.
And that's just it.
Yeah.
And Spectre's brilliant. Have you heard it?
I've heard it, yes. I haven't learnt it.
Off you go. Go on. So what do you make of Writings on the Wall?
I don't know, shall I play a bit of it?
Oh, go on, please. All three hands of you.
I'm going to need to magically get rid of my jacket and replace it with a guitar.
While you're magically doing... Oh, we're going to do that clever cutaway thing again. Okay, let's do that. Magic, magic, yeah. Okay, do the magic now, Tom.
Wow!
Oh, that's so clever the way you do that.
I know.
Okay, brilliant. So you're going to give us a little bit of Writings on the Wall.
Yeah. I tried to do it like rock style to see if it'd be any better. We'll let the audience...
Rockstar version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so... Strings and stuff.
Yeah, nice.
And I'll play guitar instead of singing.
Okay.
High bit.
Wow, that was brilliant.
I went a bit non-vampire Jack White at the end there.
Yeah, you did go a little bit, almost as if it was you. Right. Yeah, no, that was brilliant. Well
so
done, my
friend.
Of
the guitar or just magic it over
magic
there.
Magic it over there. Yeah, go on. Very good, very good.
It's magic, magic in the air.
Do you know what? It proves what I said. I think the music of that is really good, as you've just proved. I just don't care much for Sam Smith's voice.
It's a bit dreary.
Yeah, but it just shows you can do a lot with the song.
Yeah.
It's just a bit...
I had a bit of fun doing it, and you could watch me doing it as a skeleton.
You can. Well, we should post a video to that, because it was very good. Tom dresses as a skeleton and his hair falls off halfway through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to watch that, frankly?
But approaching it, I was thinking, oh God, it's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
And it's only a few chords in it, and like just working out the vocal melody wasn't that difficult, really.
Very good. I'm deeply impressed, my friend.
It's all like, just depends what the final sound is.
So is it a sort of... I'm not a musician, as we've discussed.
There's none of the Bond chords.
So is it a triumph of style over substance, effectively? It's sort of easy, really.
Well, not just because it's easy doesn't mean it's bad. It's just it sounds a lot more complicated than it is, I would say.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
It all sounds complicated to me, but I'll take your word for it. So anyway, look, that was the theme tune. Radiohead's was rejected. You can still download that for free, by the way.
Yeah.
And do you know who else wrote a theme tune for this, which was rejected?
No.
Lana Del Rey.
Oh,
She wrote 24. Which again I think is a terrific tune, but that was rejected too. So clearly the producers had their eye on Sam Smith.
Yeah,
so.
And I will just say, well, also like we are men of a certain age. One slightly younger than the other one.
all right. Shut up.
But we are now in 2015, so we're kind of in the era of like we don't understand where people do that thing with their hands. I've got a fact about that actually. Do you know?
Oh, this thing.
No one's ever done that without being photographed. That's
no, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, there we are. That was the theme song. Now that you've rocked it up for us, what do you make of the theme song?
I've still only gone 5 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
That's quite low.
Don't like it. it's not one that I go back to and go, oh yeah, it's a bit dreary.
Yeah, no.
I'm with you on the voice. It's just not
yeah. I'm
my
taking
kind
a
of
point
style.
off for his voice. I'm taking a point off because it's not Radiohead.
Okay.
But also, which I know is childish, but I just am. But I do like the music. Quite like the strings.
Yeah.
And I also you hear it through the.
Through the movie.
It works quite well in that movie. So I'm just looking at some of my previous scores. Where should I pitch this? I will go 6, I think.
Okay.
I mean, we're not talking all-time high, but we're also not
Really don't
talking...
like that, do you?
No, I don't. But we're not talking You Know My Name either. So, Okay. Right, the music.
Yeah.
Shall we learn together all about the score? It was Thomas Newman once again.
Thomas Newman again.
Retained after the success of Skyfall. Uses the theme tune a lot, as we said, which not all of them have done in recent times. I think the sort of piano version you hear of the theme tune is quite nice.
I'm not a great fan of the theme song, so the callbacks to it weren't really
Your thing.
getting to me.
No.
And I just when the action kind of in the probably last hour or so, there's a lot of use of just this really lazy guitar.
Okay.
Really, just like
Did your head in?
it didn't do my head in, but I just thought I go a little.
Let's
bit.
do something else.
Come on.
Okay. Just quickly on the opening scenes in Mexico, the music for that I thought was quite good.
With all the carnival.
The carnival music,
yeah.
and also it obviously very Mexican, typical. But also they weaved in the Bond theme just as Bond takes his mask off and that sort of thing, which I thought worked fairly well. It was fine.
It was fine, but a little dull. I thought this one, so I've only gone 6 out of 10.
I also have gone 6 out of 10. Funny how our scores match. Right, after the score, we are going to talk about stunts. Do you mind if I go first on stunts? Because I want to talk about...
No, I don't mind.
Thank you. Because I'm doing it anyway. Because I want to talk about one of my favourite things in all of Bond, which is a fight on a train. That makes me so happy. And this is a really good one.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and it does remind... I know this is high praise, but it does remind me of the train fight in From Russia With Love, which we've referred to many times.
I think
as
it's deliberately...
the train fight.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's really good. Yeah. Like the From Russia With Love one, no music for most of it. There's a little bit toward the end, but for most of it, there is no music, which just works better. You don't want all that going on. You just need them. The sound of the train will carry it, and obviously the sound of the fight and all that kind of stuff. I love the way Hinks just appears in the reflection of the
that's a good shot.
the cocktail shot as well. And I just think it's really, really a great sequence. Yes. Love it.
My only criticism in having said that everything goes on a little bit too long, I could have done
with a bit more of that.
Especially they only just go past the kitchen. It's like, lads, there's loads of stuff in there you can hit each other with.
Hit frying pans at each other. Come on.
But no, they bypass the kitchen into the keg storage unit, cart.
Yeah.
But quite a good, the bit of Madeline joins in.
Yeah.
Gets a shot in, tying him to the kegs.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Love the fight on the train. Great sequence.
Good stuff.
What else have you got?
Well, there's quite a lot going on at the beginning. I mean, we talked about the opening sequence, but just specifically that explosion where when he shot the baddies and somehow he must have set something off in the
and then told,
pretty cool looking.
Yeah, like that.
And the helicopter. You've got to hand it to the stunt pilot there and all the stuff that's going on.
That was a helicopter being thrown upside down.
That is crazy stuff. Right, so back to Hinks.
Yes.
Right. His introduction and the eye gouge.
Yeah.
He's got like metal.
That's certainly how it
thumbnails.
looks. Yeah, something, yeah.
But then they're the only he done like during the train fight. I was thinking, oh, look out for his bloody thumb.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. They don't show a close up of him.
No.
There's no indication that he's going for the eyes. So it's like, couldn't they have
made that a thing of it. It's
Yeah.
like Jaws biting everyone.
Yeah.
Made it a thing for him. Yeah, that's a
But
good idea.
that was pretty cool, though. I mean,
Yeah.
again, I mean, 'cause Mum watches this and that, so I'm not actually going to show the eye bit because probably, scare her or whatever, but
Blood from
there's
the
some horrible.
eyes.
It's a 12 as well.
Yeah, just about creeps under the 12 limit, I would have thought that.
Yeah. Okay.
And that leads us to the Rome chase.
Yeah.
Which I think is...
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and if you think about it, you've got a Aston being chased by a Jag around Rome at night at high speed.
Yeah.
We're pretty close to classic Bond there.
Yeah, yeah.
I know some people will find that a little bit over the top, but if you sort of described, that sounds like a Bond film, do you know what I mean? Two luxury supercars hammering around, and makes great use of a lot of the Roman scenery and obviously the Vatican and all that as well.
Yeah.
So I do think that's a sequence that works really well. A little bit of humour in it, as
That's
they
what I was
should
about
have.
to say. With he hasn't tested the gadgets. There's no ammo in the gun.
Yeah, pushing the guy along in the Fiat 500 as well.
And the airbag going
Yeah.
off at the end, and ending with totaling the car into the canal and using the ejector seat.
Yeah. Parachuting away as you do.
Putting Bautista's. It's a Jag, is it? The red car.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's
Putting
not
that on fire a bit.
the red car. Well, I guess the next
Austria.
the next big stunt sequence is the chase in Austria.
So with the plane,
Slightly feel like I've seen that before.
what kind of one of the? Is it like
A little bit Living Daylights.
Yeah, with
But
the cello.
just generally, it sort of felt like maybe I'd sort of seen this before. Not exactly this, but something quite similar.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't look good. It does.
He's never used a plane as a sledge before.
No.
But he's come close. He's used the cello as a sledge.
Yeah, and he's sort of bashed through wooden buildings in alpine locations
yes.
and things like that.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
The other thing I would say about that, and I know I'm being pedantic here, he literally kills everyone apart from Hinks and Madeline. So he's kind of got lucky there because, like, when he diverts one of the cars into the petrol station and it blows up,
Yes.
that could easily have been Madeline, right? And then you're not protecting her, are you? You're killing her. So,
Well, if
anyway.
you want to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry, I should leave my brain behind.
Yeah.
Right, Morocco
Yes.
and the big explosion of Blofeld's base in Morocco.
The next one is massive.
That is officially in the Guinness Book of Records.
It's a record breaker.
It is, if you want to be a record breaker. It's the largest explosion ever filmed. And
Well, yeah.
strange, would it surprise you to know?
They did it by accident.
No, yeah, it's 20 minutes
Set it
early.
up.
Yeah.
Someone
no.
just leant back on the...
Someone-
Ah!
oh, sorry, are we rolling? No, would it surprise you? No, they only did one take.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, strangely that. So when Bond and Madeline stand in front of the explosion, and Bond says, I think it says, "Let's go home" or something.
Yeah.
And then the explosion starts. That was literally a one-shot deal. You can't get the line wrong. You
Yeah.
can't get the explosion wrong. This is our only chance of doing this.
Yeah.
And it was the largest explosion ever. Again, Mendes has done a great job with that shot. It looks
Yeah.
terrific the way he's done that. Just one slight criticism. The escape before that, from being tortured by Blofeld to getting all the way to the edge and blowing the entire place up, feels a little bit too easy.
Yeah.
We've got a few guys there who are kind of holding machine guns but not using them until Bond actually fires. It just felt a little bit too easy to get out. I'm nitpicking.
I mean, I'm going to say as when he gets captured again, and he just like he's got a bag over his head and he just
he just
strains.
does the whole-
It looks cool when he manages to take out two guys and rip the restraints off and get the bag off his head. Looks cool, but yeah, I mean,
Bit too easy, really. Yeah.
a little bit.
So anyway, there we are. And the final stunt sequence in London. What do you make of that?
Notably, that massive jump down to the net.
Yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah. I
The
quite like
helicopter
the
and
chase along the
speedboat-
Thames.
The speedboat, sorry.
That speedboat along the Thames is great
It's
fun.
pretty
by
cool,
the way.
but-
do it. It's really good
Alright.
fun.
But yeah, it's just like that. He's just... Or is he just going to shoot the helicopter?
I think he's got the little
yeah.
pop gun. He's trying to get into the engine, isn't he?
Right,
That's
yeah.
what he's trying to do. But again, it's not immediately clear. But
Well,
I mean, it's fun. And also the crash on Westminster Bridge and all that. Again, makes good use of Parliament and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fairly happy with the stunts in this for the most part. Things pretty good.
And I've gone 8 out of 10.
I also have gone 8 out of 10. There we are. Solid. Solid scoring, great date. Shall we talk about vehicles?
Let's do it.
I think the star car really in this is the Aston Martin DB10.
Of course.
This was a bespoke car that was made by Aston Martin for this movie. It never went on public sale. DB10 was not a thing to the public. Only 10 cars were ever made and all given to the producers.
Yeah.
8 were made for the movie and basically destroyed in one way or another. And 2 remained as show cars. So for Craig to have his photo taken leaning on him and all that kind of thing. One of the show cars was sold in February 2016, so only just a few months after the movie had come out, for £2.4 million. God knows what it would be worth now, nearly 10 years later, but anyway, a lot. The red car that Hinks uses is not a Fiat Panda. It's a Jaguar CX-75. This too was a very exclusive car that Jaguar have been making. Nearly 800 brake horsepower, developed in conjunction with the Williams Formula One team. So shifts a bit.
Yeah.
And again, good for Hinks, I think. Not as stylish and Bondy, but looks a bit more dangerous on the road, a bit more aggressive on the road. So I think that's pretty good. Bond is back, of course, in the DB5.
Yeah.
After its sort of explosion in Skyfall. Nice to see him back in it. Do Q Branch seem to fix that incredibly quickly, or is it just me? Like on Tuesday, it's in bits, and by sort of Friday, it's
like the chassis and,
pristine and being driven away. But I'm nitpicking a little bit there. Land Rover Defender Bigfoot that Hinks has, and some of the other baddies, and the Range Rover Sports as well, again being used.
There's another Land Rover deal going on.
Yeah, still got the tie-in with the Range Rover.
Yeah.
Planes and aerial things. The plane that he chases Madeline in and tries not to kill her in is a Britain-Norman BN2 Islander twin-engine propeller plane. Hope that means something to somebody out there. It doesn't mean a lot to me, but anyway, that's what it is. And there's the helicopter as well to pursue Blofeld in London.
Yes.
That is the Eurocopter AS365. Again, please write in and tell me if that's good or bad. However, let's talk about trains.
I thought you might like this bit.
Yeah, isn't it?
Big
Nice
luxury
to see
train.
a big luxury train.
Yeah.
It's the Oriental Desert Express,
Yeah.
which runs twice a week in Morocco. It runs up the eastern side of Morocco, just over the border from Algeria, which actually in real life is nowhere near the part of Morocco where Bond and Madeline were going. But let's not nitpick on that. And it looks very, very beautiful. Some great shots of the train going along in the middle of the desert and all that. And
Yes.
yes. Lovely.
Again, the interior, while the actual scene plays out a bit differently, just looked and felt an awful lot like the Vesper Lynn train journey.
Yeah.
It's just...
Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk about
Suppose
that
it's
later, but
okay.
I think that might be deliberate. If they're going to set Madeline up as the next big love interest, they
okay.
meet in a similar way,
I
I
see,
think.
right,
But anyway,
okay.
we'll talk about that when we talk about girls.
Okay.
And Bond actually mentions
The 1948 Rolls Royce.
Silver Wraith. That today would be worth about £300,000. So a snip, really, compared to your DB10.
Yeah.
By 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Any more? Have I missed anything? No motorbikes this time, sadly, for me
No
to
bikes.
impart my incredible knowledge. But
Speedboat. You don't know what that boat is.
it's a boat. Yeah, it's one of them
Right.
fast speed boats. Yeah, that's what that is.
But no, I did like the DB10 a lot. I liked the red car. And I did like the look at the train and that. So I've gone 8 out of 10.
I also have gone 8 out of 10. I have to say, I think the DB10 is a gorgeous looking car. It's sort of too sleek for its own good, almost. What is that?
I'll do it again.
That
Well,
was a 7 and that's an
knackered.
8.
No, it knackered. I knackered it up and I tried to draw an 8 over it, but you called me out. On
Sorry, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have questioned your artistic genius. Shall we talk about the villain?
it. Yeah.
Here we go. The scores may dip a little at this point. Okay, let me just say, I think Christoph Waltz is a remarkable actor.
Yeah.
And I was really, really excited when they cast him. And it kind of feels like a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Because it's all a bit underwhelming. Maybe the story is wrong. I don't think I ever bought into the fact that Blofeld could be his brother and all that kind of thing. Felt a bit too personal. But the torture scene doesn't quite work. He never seems evil enough somehow.
Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't look threatening enough. I thought at one point, he looks like Rob Brydon doing an impression of Christoph Waltz. But then I googled the Christoph Waltz Rob Brydon to see if there was Rob Brydon doing an impression, and it turns out I'm not alone in thinking that a lot of people have said, "Doesn't he look like Rob Brydon? Doesn't it remind you of Rob Brydon?" There's a bit where he kind of chuckles, and it's like, "Oh no, yeah."
And I'm sorry,
I'm
not having the no socks.
Yeah,
I'm not having that because in my head, as soon as I see that, I just think no sock wanker, right? So I'm not having that either. So no, I don't think it quite works. It's a shame because when I first watched it, the initial setting I thought was quite good. Around the table where you can't really see Blofeld, a bit like Thunderball.
Yeah.
You know, there's sort of a bit of a callback to the classic Bond movies. I thought, okay, well, yeah, maybe. But it didn't seem to quite follow through somehow.
Yeah.
He just didn't look mad or evil enough. He didn't look capable of doing all those awful things. Maybe we set the bar too high. It just doesn't quite work for me. So I've only gone 6.
I've only gone 4. All I'll say before I elaborate when we get to the story, the brother
doesn't work.
And having the name Blofeld, it's like reveal after reveal for reasons unknown that are meant to make the actual characters feel what exactly. It's just a cheap. Sorry, I'm going into what I'm going to talk about in the story.
No, I think you're right.
I've only said 4.
I think you're right. Okay.
Henchman.
Okay, Henchman. We've talked about Hinks being a little bit like Jaws in terms of being dark and mysterious and not speaking and absolutely enormous. Also, he kind of has this air of invincibility that Jaws had for 2 movies as well, where whatever happened to him, he survived. You can drop a cable car on him and he survives. Hinks seemed to be a bit like that for a while. Whatever happens, he's fine.
Yeah.
Can I just point out, and I'm really sorry, I know I'm using my brain again. When Hinks is unconscious, lying on the bonnet of the Range Rover, maybe shoot him. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there as a suggestion, but I do like him. Great introduction. Yeah. I love the way they shoot him from behind, where you can see just how big this guy is. I think that works really well as an introduction, and the fact that he doesn't speak adds to all of that. And we've talked about the fight scene on the train where he genuinely does look... Daniel Craig is a big man. And Batista's jucking him around like he's a rag doll. So, I'm liking Hinks as a henchman.
You make some good points, but I felt that all of it is sort of derivative. The look, I mean, it was kind of a little bit Odd Job, a little bit Jaws.
Yeah. 3-piece suits like Odd Job, yeah.
He's got some good bits.
Yeah.
And he's... Yeah.
I think he's improved. I mean, he was still wrestling then. I think he has improved as an actor in recent years.
Well, he's
really had some missteps as well, but he has improved.
He's more kind of acting as a kind of unstoppable blunt force, which I suppose he's pretty good at.
Shall we talk about C?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to labour the point as we did with Christoph Waltz. I feel Andrew Scott's not been made the best of either.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a terrific actor.
I haven't seen him in anything. He came across as like you would say, clang, baddie, or,
from
this
the moment he walks in, you think baddie.
Yeah,
straight away,
there's no even
the reveal doesn't work, does it?
He plays it, and I didn't know if it was just like, you're not meant to like him, therefore he's acting very well because I don't like him.
No. I do feel he's underused. I think when you watch Andrew Scott in some other things, he is so good.
Yeah. Okay.
And you just sort of think, you've got a great actor there. You haven't quite utilised enough.
Yes.
Mr. White.
Yeah.
I guess we have to talk about him as a henchman as well. I guess he is really.
Yeah. He was.
Great scene with Bond. I
Really
think they
good.
are bouncing off each other really
Yeah.
well, aren't they, in that scene? And he plays it really well. I think Jesper Christensen's a terrific actor. He really genuinely does look like a man who's just completely at the end of his life, doesn't he? I just think he's great in this scene, and I think that is definitely a scene that's really well written. Could have done with a little more Mr. White, actually.
Perhaps, yeah.
Um,
I enjoyed that bit.
Any more?
That's it, really.
I think that's it for
We've
Henchmen.
just got a load of
The
faceless
usual
goons.
faceless goons who
otherwise.
can't shoot straight.
Yeah.
And guys who drive into petrol stations and blow up. I've gone 7.
I've only gone 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect your...
Oh, no, that's me.
No, that's you. I respect your right to make it a 6.
Right. Story. No. Location.
Location. Can I suggest
Yeah.
we have a little special treat for you?
I reckon we should.
Should we do it now?
We're talking about the look of the movie, aren't we?
We are. So when we talk about the look of the movie, that gives us, for one episode only, the chance to bring back an old feature. The chance to bring back an old feature. It's
Threads Watch.
Whoa.
Threads Watch. Tom, it's all yours. Go ahead.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, go on. You wanted to do this. I'm guided by you.
I got a few. There were a few just notable things. I mean,
There are.
a lot of it. He just looks like really good, and
Yeah.
he's got good suits on, hasn't he? So, but we've got some notable threads here. So
Yeah.
we've got the skeleton suit concealing normal suit.
Yes.
And the bit off camera, he would have had to do the Roger Moore stripper trousers
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Because he's got like a black shirt on, and he's like the camera's like shoot, shoot.
Yeah.
And he's in a completely, and he's carrying
Like the
the whole
Chippendales.
lot.
Whoosh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that. Then we've gone for a kind of Blue Harbour winter collection for Austria. I think Q's been to River Island. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
hello guys, we got this
Yeah.
free. You see,
Yeah. Can I also point out Bond's black ensemble with the black hat as he's
Yeah.
walking into the
There's
Hoffler
a
clinic?
gilet and it's
There's a
very
black
tight.
gilet,
Yeah.
but there's also this weird shaped hat that he's wearing.
Yeah.
And you add in the sunglasses with the bits on the side
Oh,
so
yeah.
effective glare can't get in.
Yeah.
Like a sort of 80s, science fiction movie. That's quite a look. I'm not sure even Daniel Craig can carry that one off.
No, but he can carry off something when he goes to Tangier, tan jacket, beige slacks, tan boots. It's a marvellous little collection he's got there.
Beautiful.
Little ensemble.
No, you wouldn't even dream of it normally, would
Yeah.
you?
And then we've got brown. We're in Browntown. Things will be great when you're Browntown.
Browntown.
Roger Moore would have just...
Oh, we
it's
loved it.
near the end. Well, not quite... No, when they first get to the baddie's base...
Yes. Oh,
And
yes,
he's got
he is quite brown.
The only thing
Yes.
that's missing is the brown shirt. He's got the brown tie,
Yeah.
brown slacks,
Yes.
brown jacket.
Yes.
And I thought, this would have been Roger's last one that he would have got to see because he went around, 2017.
Yeah.
He left us, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So this would have, and one of the last suits he
Scene.
would have seen Bonnie would have gone, finally,
Bond
they
in
bloody
brown.
got him in brown.
I
again."
approved.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have mentioned it, so that's all the Bonds really. But
Yeah.
Blofeld, the short trousers and the no
Yeah.
socks.
I'm not having the no socks.
I just
Not
kept
having it.
looking at it. I'm going to be scared.
If you're gonna blow up the world
Yeah.
and control everybody and
Yeah.
everything, every government in the world, you're gonna buy some fucking socks.
Yeah.
All right, you just are. I'm sorry,
Mr. Hacky Sack or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where's your bean bag?
Your slip-on loafers. No one's going to take you seriously in
Yeah.
slip-on loafers. They're just not.
Yeah. So there we go. That was the return successfully of
Threads Watch.
Nice, lovely, very
Right.
nice. Lovely to have that back again. Thank you very much. So we talk about locations.
Yeah.
In this movie, we go from Mexico City to London to Rome to Austria to Morocco and back to London for the finale. So we're doing a bit of dashing around the globe. I haven't mentioned Tokyo there because it's such a tiny little scene, and they didn't actually go to Tokyo.
It's just like,
they just said, "Oh, we'll make
they
this
say
office
it's
Tokyo."
and they're in an office.
Yeah. So no. Interiors at Pinewood again, including Bond's flat. We don't get to see Bond's flat very often, but we did in this one.
Yeah, I did like when you see his flat, and I put it in gags where Moneypenny says, "You just moved in."
Yeah.
No. I immediately thought, oh, at least he's got his telly up. Like, does he watch Lingo or The Chase or whatever? I don't know. What does Bond watch? But then,
He doesn't want to miss the chase, does he?
But there's a reason for his telly, is so he can immediately get to M's video without any faffing with the remote.
Hold on, buffering.
Q does a similar thing later on when he goes, "Oh, look at this 007." He puts it,
Oh yes, yeah. And CNN just appears.
Happy Tiger. Oh, he'll be on in a minute.
They're on adverts. Hang on. Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay, well that's good. I like Bond's flat.
What about C's building with the big stairs that go round? Is there a lift in that building?
I would have thought health and safety would insist on it.
Because otherwise, if you imagine having a low level job and they'd be like, "Can you wouldn't mind just popping up to a couch and go."
Like you couldn't just pop out into Pret and get a sandwich, could you?
Oh God, or back down again.
We've got to think about disabled access and things like that as well. I know it looks good.
I didn't even bloody think of that.
Yeah,
All right, we're gonna have a meeting up in the conference room at the top. Oh God.
Oh really? Have I got to walk all the way up there? Can I just dial in on Teams?
So.
Yeah, that's
kind of thing that's the thing that enters my mind. How difficult would it be to walk around?
Yeah, could we have like an escalator at some point?
Exactly.
Mexico City's historic centre.
Yes.
They made their own Day of the Dead celebration.
Yeah.
Quite good. I've never been to Mexico City, but it looks very impressive, doesn't it?
Fantastic.
It looks great in the shots.
Yeah.
Scenes in London, of course, including on the river. When Bond and Tanner are going along the river toward the MI6 headquarters, they go past the old MI6 headquarters.
Yeah.
Poor old girl, rigged for demolition in a week.
I mean, they should really just have a on the screen at that point.
Poor old girl, rigged for demolition in a week.
But anyway, Rome, we talked about, looks absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favourite cities in the world, Rome. You see the Ponte Sisto, the Roman Forum. Of course, you've got that great bit over the banks of the Tiber. And it makes great use of the Vatican City and St. Peter's Cathedral and so on. So that, I think, is definitely a tick. However, one bit that's supposed to be Rome but isn't, the car park at the Spectre meeting.
It's always some crap.
No.
No.
That's Blenheim Palace in Oxfordshire.
Right.
Yeah. Home to the Duke of Marlborough. And back in the day, one of its attendees at the various posh parties that the Duke used to hold, Ian Fleming. There you go. See, it all comes around. Austria, the Hoffler Clinic. That is a real building. It's actually in Solden. It's the Ice Q restaurant. It looks a bit like Blofeld's Institute on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Piz Gloria. On top of the thing, right?
Suppose,
Similar sort of setting. You don't necessarily need a cable car to get there, but Tangier, nice to see Tangier in a Bond film again. I quite like the look of going to Tangier. I've never been to Morocco. First time Bond has been in Tangier since The Living Daylights 28 years before. L'Americaine is a hotel. Oh, okay. It's not called L'Americaine, but it is a hotel. And that shot, the interior of the room was actually Pinewood, but the shot when they're walking through reception, that is the reception of that hotel.
Oh, yeah.
So that does actually look quite, well, it looks real because it is.
Oh, I'll just point out, just before I forget, did you spot Michael G. Wilson? Hey, look, it's Michael G. Wilson. Very, very, very quickly.
I didn't. Do you know when I did?
It's a flash. I'll have to do it super slow-mo.
Okay.
It's just when Em and Moneypenny are coming in to see C quite late on in the movie, and he's just talking to some bloke who just leaves really good. And there he is.
Yeah.
There we go. So, yeah.
Well, very good.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Always nice to see Michael G. Wilson. The headquarters of Spectre in Morocco.
Yeah.
Now, I apologise if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Gara Medoua, which is a crater, but it wasn't, as Blofeld said, caused by an impact. It was just naturally caused by erosion. So it's not technically a crater, but it looks like a crater. Yeah. That makes sense. Right. And finally, back to London. Rules Restaurant in London, where he's having his supper.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt your supper, sir. Yeah. In Covent Garden. That is a real restaurant. You can go and eat there. You see the MI6 building at Vauxhall Cross, near Vauxhall Bridge, again, as we've seen before. Plus Lambeth Bridge, which they go under, and then Westminster Bridge, where Bond's helicopter crashes right in front of Parliament. And, of course, you've got the Gold London Eye on the other end.
Yes.
Including, of course, the little room where Bond goes into in Die Another Day, where the men have their tea. That's right there on Westminster Bridge. So there you go. Anyway, those are the locations. Yeah. I think they're terrific.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as good as Skyfall, but I do think they look great. So I've gone 8.
Okay. Well, I've actually gone 9.
Ooh,
I really like the look
one.
of this start to finish. Yeah.
Okay. Right, the story.
Let's hear
You will
about
have
it.
noticed it's called Spectre, and you will have noticed that Blofeld is in it.
I did notice
notice
both
that.
for those things.
You did, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Nothing gets past you, does it?
It took a while, but yeah.
No. So basically, this was because do you remember that?
I've just realised what you were about to say.
Go on.
Because it comes from like 15, 20 episodes ago, and you're talking about
Thunderball.
Yeah.
So the dispute with Kevin McClory over who came up with Spectre, Blofeld, all that stuff for Thunderball actually goes right back to 1961, because it goes back to the Thunderball novel, believe it or not, right? This had finally been settled in 2013. This is actually after Kevin McClory's death. But it had finally been settled in 2013, where MGM and the McClory estate finally settled with all of that stuff that had been going on. MGM acquired the full copyright film rights to the concept of Spectre and all of the characters associated with it. So what that means is they could use Spectre, they could use Blofeld, and all those things since the first time since 1971, since Diamonds Are
and
Forever.
didn't they make the best use?
Well, this is the thing, and this is why I think it all feels a little bit retrofitted.
Do you think they got a bit overexcited then?
Well, I think they got the rights to use it, and they thought, we've got to do this, right? We couldn't use them in Skyfall, we couldn't use them in Quantum of Solace. In Quantum, of course, they talked about this mysterious organisation called Quantum, which we didn't know anything about. But now, of course, we've got this thing, we've got the right to use Spectre, so we've got to bring Blofeld back, which is how we shoehorn that in. But then we've also got to bring Spectre back in, and that's how we shoehorn that in. So Quantum is part of Spectre, and Blofeld is the guy at the top of Spectre, but they only just know that it's called Spectre, but it's the same organisation that they were chasing Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. And then they've retrofitted Silver, even though that organisation is not mentioned at all in Skyfall, to be part of that organisation as well. So I think that's why it all feels a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's
I
all
know
sort
what
of
you mean,
retrofitted.
because, yes, I didn't realise that. I thought when they were doing Quantum of Solace and Casino Royale, they had this lead up in mind.
Yeah.
So that's why it felt weird with Skyfall that this seems to have nothing to do with.
No.
And then so I agree.
Because Skyfall was a totally standalone movie, wasn't it? Nothing to do with Casino or Quantum.
And Silver's working on his own.
Yeah.
On his
so
own
then
terms.
they've had to retrofit that to say, well, actually, Silver, which doesn't quite work, because if you think of Silver's backstory and all of that, and everything the way he conducts himself and everything he does, it doesn't feel like a Spectre operative.
Exactly, and that's given, and it makes sense personally to everyone as a personal story about Silver and Bond.
Exactly.
And M, especially M. Or Silver's relationship with them.
Yeah.
So then, it's shoehorned.
Yeah.
Are you saying?
Yeah.
And,
I understand they've got all excited because they've got the rights to use Spectre now. Fine, I understand you want to do that, but you've sort of started off this other organisation, and I'll also say the Blofeld reveal is so badly done because it is.
You've got the jacket, the great jacket. You've got the cat.
Yeah.
So you're like,
it's kind of obvious who he is.
It's so obvious.
Yeah.
And I bet that, because they go with the scar after the watch blows his up his face.
The Donald Pleasance.
I bet they even went, and you're gonna have to get your hair would have gone in that explosion. He's going, no, look, I will do the suit. I will do the cap. I will do the scarf. I will not do the bald head.
I will do the no socks.
I will do the no socks, but no hair.
No hair.
Yeah. So I bet they even wanted to go that far. That's what it seemed like.
No
It was
doubt.
like bit by bit. Yeah, we get it. It's Blofeld.
Yeah.
And then when he finally says, "No, my name isn't Franz Oberhauser. It's Unstaffos Blofeld," and Bond just goes, "Catch your name," because it's like it doesn't mean anything to him.
There's
and
no...
it's meant to be this big for the audience, and he's just like, "Oh, off."
Yeah,
like,
it does feel a bit of an anticlimax.
Yeah.
And it's...
And also he's telling him about, it's like revelation after revelation after
which we've already figured out.
Well, yeah.
And that, I think, is part of the problem with the story here. Can I just... You talk about a foreshadowing alert. Can I just foreshadow to the next episode?
Oh, God.
I think you will find... Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't. No.
I think you will find some of the retrofitting is even worse, I think, in the next episode. But anyway, that's
it's all right, because it's only about 3 hours long.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that you got to sit through a long...
God.
Anyway, there we are. A couple of other little points just around the story. I have seen a blog post, which I thought was quite interestingly written, which said that the big explosion in Morocco should have been the grand climax to the film.
It does.
Rather than the London stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think may carry some weight. An explosion that big... Great way of killing off Blofeld.
And there's about 20 minutes, half an hour to go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, actually, they do that, and then he does actually say,
It's not over yet.
and you kind of, really? Like, how long? Yeah.
Can we get this done quickly, please? Wait, I repeat, wait till you watch No Time to Die. That's all I will say.
And I just say, I like long films when they deserve to be long. It's not like I can't handle a film that's over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of films that are over, but when they have no reason being that long, or you feel...
Or you feel like you're labouring the point a bit. Yeah. Just one more thing, and again, I'm sorry for the foreshadowing. Craig at this point was saying, this is going to be my last Bond film and whatever else. The driving off with Madeline at the end in the DB5 would have been the perfect way to end Daniel Craig's time as Bond. I'm quite convinced that's what that shot was supposed to be. Because Craig was saying, no, I'm not going to do another one, and seemed pretty adamant about it. He gave some interviews where he actually got a lot of the fans offside, saying he was very adamant he wasn't going to do another. I think that is the perfect way to say goodbye to that story arc and that time as Bond. And then they bring him back for No Time to Die.
Okay, well, we'll get to that next
time.
time.
Anyway, that's a criticism of mine. So anyway,
I'll just say, on the plus side,
there is some good stuff in there.
Ray Fiennes, always good, and he just fits in with the Bond universe so well. He is M, and he's fantastic successor to Judi Dench.
Yeah, he is.
Again, and like you said, look out basically for the Scooby-Doo gang. Yeah, when Tanner, Q, Moneypenny, when they all get together, and all of their scenes, they're just great fun. All of those actors and those characters,
and they are great actors as well. I mean, Naomi Harris is a terrific actor.
Yeah, she's a little underused in this one, perhaps.
She is, and when she's doing the stuff as Moneypenny, that was last week and all that. She can do that standing on her head. She's such a good actress. You're right about Ben Whishaw. I think he's fantastic, and he does really make the most of his screen time. He's got that awkward sort of quality to Q that I think is terrific, really good. So I think there is a lot in here to like. Look, there's a fair bit of humour as well. We'll come to gags, but there are some things about the story that just feel a bit shoehorned.
Okay.
So we got a mixed picture for the story.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
4.
Oof, really?
Yeah, it's really annoyed by
annoyed by it all.
No, by certain bits.
By certain bits.
It was kind of, it's like, some of it worked pretty well, some of it worked really well, and some of it really didn't work. And it just dragged it down.
I've said 6 for the story.
Okay.
I think I'm a little ahead of your scores, but not by much. Interesting. Right. There are 3 categories left.
What are they?
What are they? I'll tell you what they are.
Gadgets, gags, and girls.
Gadgets, gags, and girls.
Right then.
We're not a very gadget-heavy movie this time. Are we?
Really not.
We've got the blood tracker stuff, the smart blood. This
Yeah.
is expanded on in the next movie to a ridiculous degree. I do like the sort of Christ in his arm as he puts it. That's quite good fun. And again, bit of you've seen that before in a couple of other Bond films where he's having things shot into his arm and he's around and so on. So yeah, blood tracker stuff is one of the gadgets. The exploding watch.
We have the watch.
The Omega Seamaster. They do make sure they get their good time
nice
on
close
screen,
up,
don't they, to show that?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me give you this watch, Madeline. Yeah, let me just put it right up against the camera here, James. The Q has a ring analyzer thing on his laptop
that he uses in the cable car.
Which
right.
helpfully the same ring's been done by all the baddies of the previous 4 movies, so that's quite helpful, isn't it? And of course the DB10 has loads of gadgets, but most of them don't work.
They're not all there yet because he stole the bloody thing, didn't he?
Exactly.
Before it's ready.
If you will take it when it's just a prototype.
Sorry, I've got nothing about the DB10. There's no, other than 009's here to pick up the DB10, we don't meet 009.
No, you never
see 009. See what happened as a result of that.
No.
Tanner's seen the car in the canal and his message is going, "We sure Bond's in the UK or whatever." It's like, do they not talk to each other?
I know. You know that £3 million concept car sort of gone missing. 007 was the last one I saw near it. So
anyway,
the DB10 has loads of gadgets on, but as we said, they don't work. It's also bulletproof.
One thing does work is
the flamethrower. Yeah.
To
toast Mr. Hinks nicely.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's quite good, isn't it? And I do like the way he gets out of the Jag and it's literally on fire and all scorched at the front. That's quite good.
I like that.
So, any other gadgets?
Only the Blofeld's bastard brain drilling chair.
Yeah.
I'm going to call that gadget.
Gadget. Yeah. How'd you make one of those? Where'd you get it from? Who'd you approach? I want to make me a chair that drills into people's brains.
Tech nerds and robotics people.
Yeah. You couldn't get one of them at Argos, could you?
No.
What are you saying for gadgets?
5.
I've also said 5. Yeah, it's not a brilliant gadget movie, I'm afraid. Less gadget heavy than Skyfall, which was pretty gadget light.
Yeah. All right.
Gags.
Right. I've got a hell of a bloody list here.
Go ahead. Let's have your list. Go on.
Oh, do you want to say?
No, you go. Go on.
Yours?
You're the one with the list.
Right. Well, we got the visual gag first of the sofa, landing on the sofa.
Yeah.
That's the build. That is pretty. It sort of harkens back to the cufflink thing.
Yeah, it's the
Those
same
little
kind of
daft
thing.
little-
Yeah.
They're all right. But yeah, although I got a list here, right, I will say a lot of the tones of the gags are like half a gag or not really.
Yeah.
Like when Tanner says,
A little aside.
watch out, it's a bit slippy, and Bond's just like walking.
Yeah.
That's not a gag. A gag is for him to be all smug about it. And go, like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
That
Yeah.
would have made me
Yeah.
laugh. But anyway. So we got I think I'll call you C. I don't quite understand that unless C's meant to stand for the thing
Yeah,
that
I think
we...
it is, yeah.
Okay. You said about... It is quite funny when he gets the shot in the arm. But
Yeah.
I can't... They did the you may feel a small prick. Is that the most overdone gag in the history of films
Feel
and
a small...
telly? You may feel a small prick, a tiny prick or a bit of a prick.
Yeah.
I've heard...
There's a first time for everything. Yeah.
He said a reassigned to 009, a bit of shit housing.
Yeah.
Well, he's sort of by M, but he's got Q to do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you do wonder, why does Q show Bond the car?
Yeah.
And then go, it's not yours, I'm just showing you the car. You know?
And then when he shows him the DB5 and he says, I believe I said bring it back in one piece, not bring back one piece, and then does a little nervous,
and
geeky laugh.
nobody else laughs.
Yeah. I quite like the bit where they're negotiating about the drop-in coverage for 24 hours and Bond sort of gives them a look, 48 hours.
You can do better than
That's
that.
just some good stuff. Nick in the DB10 itself is kind of played as a gag with the champagne
leaving the champagne
bucket.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah, so he hits the atmosphere button during the car chase, which triggers New York, New York.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's all right, isn't it?
No. And the old man, like you say, getting in the way,
Fiat 500,
ending with his airbag going off.
Yeah.
We've got the bar at the clinic.
And
which
dropping
just-
down in the parachute as well. He kind of just says good evening to the road
evening,
sweeper, doesn't he? It's quite nice.
Then we're in the clinic with the bar, with the prolytic digestive enzyme shake.
the old cut out the middleman joke. That's been
middleman.
going for years. Seriously.
Yeah.
That's not a new gag. It wasn't a new gag in 2015.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I do like the bit where it starts to kick off there, and one of the guards get introduced.
Yeah.
Goes, no, stay.
Stay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that as well.
I did like, not really a gag, just a little humorous moment when he's had a bit of a drink and Madeline's gone to sleep and he's got his gun and the rat's there and he goes, who sent you? Who are you working for? And I just think it's funny that he's kind of a little bit, squiffy and and I thought, they could have taken that out. It doesn't even need to be in it, but the rat does lead him to the secret room.
Yeah.
There's a bit of unnecessary gun tutelage.
Yes.
Where Madeline does the cool bit where she unloads the clip and all that.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. And then she says about, she shouldn't drink or something because it makes her do stuff.
Yeah.
I'll have a vodka martini.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Yes.
Oh, Jill, you are so dirty.
I know a cracking owl sanctuary, Madeline.
Yeah. Batista's one and only line is played as a gag.
Yeah, it is.
Shit. And doesn't time fly, barely qualifies. Yeah. So, it's flipping loads there, but...
A couple of others.
Right.
It's not your birthday. No, that was last week.
Oh, Moneypenny, yes.
And when Madeline says, "What's your occupation?" he says, "That's not the sort of thing that looks good on a form."
Yeah.
That got quite a good laugh in the cinema. I think it was in one of the trailers as well, because I think they realised that was quite a good one-liner. So, Oh, there's also a little moment. Q breaks out a few gags in this movie. There's also a little moment when he brings Madeline to Q's hotel room, and Q's looking at her as if to say, "Who the hell is this person?" And he went, "Enchanted," and sort of walked away. I think there's a few. It hasn't got many sort of like clanger jokes, like traditional Bond one-liner jokes. But there are some little moments of levity in it. More than there will be in the next movie, by the way. Yeah. And I think that, I remember this getting some criticism for being a bit too gloomy. Which again...
But I will...
put it in perspective of what
But I will say it kind of is, though. It's like, despite there is... And most of those, or loads of the actual sort of gaggy gags are in the first half. Yeah. But it's still set to... They're all delivered in this very deadpan way. Everyone's talking in this way that... They're very serious and quite annoyed with each other.
Or against the background of the world.
It's all very
just
moving, it's that... We just move, it's...
Do me a favour, will you? Throw that down the toilet.
Even though what they're saying are written as gags, they're kind of not delivered as such. Almost they're delivered with such seriousness. Yeah. That it does feel
or their little funny offhand comments.
Yeah, and you kind of forget, by the end, you have forgotten about how many gags there are. Yeah. It has got a bit gloomy, I'm afraid.
What are you saying for gags?
So for that reason, I've gone 6. They're plentiful, but I don't think they're very good.
Okay. I also have said 6. Okay. Which takes us to the final category, which is girls. Léa Seydoux as Madeline. She has some really good scenes with Bond. We talked about at dinner on the train. Yeah. That is very reminiscent of his first meeting with Vesper in Casino Royale. Deliberately so, I think, because she's going to be the next great love of his life. Right. If you looked at the whole thing as one character, which I know most people don't, but it would go Tracy, Vesper, Madeline, in terms of women he has actually loved. They're trying to set her up as, and I think that's deliberate, why they meet on the train and they have a scene that is very similar to Vesper. She has some really good scenes with Bond. The scene, as you mentioned, when he's showing her the gun, she's really, really good in that. Yeah. And she does have some excellent shots in this. Quite good in the fight scenes as well, and sort of gets involved shooting hinks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Shows a lot of bravery. Not obviously a natural fighter. She's a doctor, quite the opposite. Yeah. But yeah, I think she does a lot, Léa Seydoux, with not an awful lot of material. I think she does quite a lot with it. She manages to stab the guy, inject him as well in the back of the car and all that sort of thing. So she's quite resourceful. Yeah, pretty good.
I suppose it's just she's thrown into it, being White's daughter, having to be rescued, and then it's just like, well, you just have to fall in love with James Bond as a consequence.
Yeah. Therefore,
it doesn't. I mean, the one bit I'll say, I know we're in James Bond, but it felt a very like 60s Bond almost, when they've just had that harrowing fight with Dave Bautista, killed
straight in
him.
bed.
And what do we do now?
Yeah.
It's a James Bond film,
Yeah.
so we know what we do.
And we're on a train at
it
night,
really,
let's guess.
just for what they've learned, tried to make statements about with calling him out as a misogynist. We go back to the Monica Bellucci, which you'll probably mention.
Yeah, well, Monica Bellucci,
Yeah.
I think, is criminally underused.
Oh,
I think it's 8 minutes of screen
Is
time.
it?
It's just, and the thing is, there are little glimpses here of what they could have had. The shot of her walking through the house with the music playing, that's a terrific shot.
Yeah.
And you do sort of, and she's great in it. She sort of moves in the right way, and it just shows that they could have done so much more with her. Also, by the way, she is just sort of abandoned in her underwear by Bond. He just goes, "Here's Felix's number, I'm off level." I mean, really?
Yeah.
That sort of feels a bit, again, a bit throwaway. She could have done something more in terms of getting her to safety, or could she not have? Could they have done the car chase when he was trying to take her to safety and suddenly Hinks drives into her or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
They were originally going to use Lucia Sciarra, or it was suggested at one point that Lucia Sciarra was going to be a baddie within Spectre who actually outranked her husband. And that after she slept with Bond, he then realises who she is, and so they become enemies, and you would have seen a lot more of Bellucci. But anyway, that didn't happen. Moneypenny. We get to see a little bit more of Moneypenny. Moneypenny After Hours as well.
Yeah.
We spoke last time about whether Bond and Moneypenny did or didn't when they were in Macau. I mean, she clearly isn't up for round two if they did, because she walks straight in and goes, "I'm not staying."
Yeah.
So don't even think about it, son.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's
there we
'cause
are.
she's hooked up with some other geezer
Some other geezer.
as well. She
Yeah,
should.
but he's not James Bond.
I know, and James Bond knows that, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?
Doing with him?
You've just shagged Monica Bellucci, you bastard."
Anyway, Moneypenny clearly isn't up for round two. Very resourceful in helping Bond, though. Very, and
good.
both in terms of being in the field and in the background and all that kind of stuff. Not getting caught by M and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like Naomi Harris, like Moneypenny. Anything else?
No.
I think we're about there.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just Swan. Well, I think we're going to see. That's not the last we'll see of her, is it?
No.
Perhaps. So, maybe her being I don't know. It felt a little bit. Of all the things that took too long, it just went from her just being caught up in all this and really annoyed to, oh, right, well, I'll fall in love with you then.
I was quite surprised. I remember the first time I saw this movie, I was quite surprised when she tells Bond that she loves him and he's in the chair.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, whoa, that's happened quick.
Yeah.
That did feel, maybe that could have been kept till the end or somewhere later in the movie. So again, it felt like a bit of a clang. Or was she just saying it to try and keep him going or what? But either way, it didn't quite work. I think Léa Seydoux is a terrific actress.
Yeah.
And I think she does
fantastic.
a lot with not much here.
Yeah.
So I think bonus points for that. Some points off for not using Monica Bellucci in the way that they should have done, really. I've gone 7.
Okay. I've gone 6. I've gone one a bit. Yeah.
Okay. A 7 and a 6.
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. We've
That's
done our
all
scores.
our scores.
Right. Time to do some maths.
Shit.
Grab your calculators, kids. It's time to do some maths. And we'll be back with a score for Spectre in just a moment. Welcome back. We've done some maths and we have a score. I've inputted your data. Ooh. And I have scored Spectre
82.
And Tom, first time viewer, has scored Spectre,
75.
which gives us a grand total of
157.
157.
Bloody hell.
Which I'm afraid
Pretty bloody low.
isn't great score. A big drop off from the 193 that Skyfall scored to get into third place. Spectre is, if my
It's up
sums
there
are right,
with,
19th.
Joint with Diamonds Are Forever.
Ooh, that's a long way down, isn't it? I'm quite surprised at that.
Yeah.
There's
Well, if you think
I
about
think
it,
it's the
they're
story,
very,
isn't
they're
it?
very similar movies.
They both involve oil rigs, Las Vegas, and yeah.
They both
Well, there
have
we
a
are.
red car in them.
They do both have a red car. That's the failing. Well, there we are. I'm slightly surprised by that.
Sorry, that's
Yeah.
probably me dragging the score down a bit there.
It was a bit, but that's all right. I did the same with Flash Gordon. So anyway,
Well, did.
it doesn't really matter because it's still much more than No Time to Die is going to score.
Well,
So shit.
hey! Oh, Mendoza's gone. The books.
That was always going to happen at some point, wasn't it?
Did
I'm
something
sorry.
spill?
No,
Oh,
nothing
no.
spilled.
Okay.
No.
Well, it's
I
fine.
cleverly knocked over the empty glass.
Ah.
Well, there we are. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Just a little reminder, please
Yeah.
subscribe to our
please
YouTube
do.
channel so we can get subscribers. And please do leave your comments
Thank
below and on social media, which is appearing
Oh,
now on the screen. And the next episode...
We're going to be done. Are you all right?
I'm filling up a little bit. The next episode will be our 25th and final episode from the James Bond canon. Will it be the last review to a kill ever? No. But let's pretend it is. Anyway, there we are. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time when we will talk about...
No time to die!
Yeah, we're going to talk about No Time to Die.
Cheers, James!
Yeah.
Are you going to...
Can't wait. Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
I'm going to do
Come
it.
on.
Yeah.
Hey. Cheers, folks.